Hi, Christopher James at the Dice and Dine, the Branson board game cafe, where we have over 1,300 games that you can come in and play. And today we're going to talk about one of our new favorites, Cascadia. There it is. Cascadia. It's a family style game. It has a nature theme to it, and it's considered an abstract game. It'll play from 1 to 4 players, so you can play this solo with a minimum age of around 10, and we find that to be pretty accurate. It takes about 30 to 45 minutes to play. So let's get right to it. So the gameplay is relatively simple. You're going to have several options that you can choose from in the gameplay. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to select 5 different animals. We have 5 different animal types. We're building habitats for those animals and placing them in the habitats. You're given multiple cards so that you can choose a certain goal for each type of animal. We're just going with the basics. So let's take a look at what we're going to do. Basically, for every hawk, we will be scored by how many hawks are present in the habitat without any other hawks near them. 1, 2, 3, and you get the corresponding points. For elk, we're trying to make a line of elk. This will be more apparent in a moment. Group of 2, 5, 9. A fox likes to be social and it wants to be around other animals, so however many different animals, unique animals, are around the fox, you'll be scored for each fox that you have. And the bears like to travel in pairs. So the bears, for every pair that you have with no other bear touching, you will score so many points at the end. And lastly, my favorite, the salmon. We're trying to make a line of salmon. For each line of salmon, you'll get the corresponding points. So you'll start with a keystone piece here at the very beginning. Now, there are a few things to remember here. Keystone pieces. You will be choosing one new habitat with the corresponding animal next to it. So I must choose an animal and a habitat. You'll have 4 showing. So I must choose a pair that I can play. For example, on the first play, you can play every animal. But let's say I wanted to play the bear. Okay, so I place the bear, and I choose the corresponding habitat. Now, when building, you usually have more room. You want to be aware of the habitat sections. You're trying to build the largest habitat that you can for these particular animals. So once we choose a pair, we pick a new tile, and out of this fancy little bag, we pick a new animal to go in there. Now, a couple of things here. You will always have to choose the animal with the corresponding habitat above it. However, on some of these, you'll notice these are called keystones. These have little pine cones on them. Should you play on one of these keystones, for example, if I had a hawk that I played on this keystone, I would get a little pine cone token. When I have these tokens, I have some options. One option is that I can trade this in to mix an animal with a particular habitat. So I do not have to take a pair. So in this case, that would be quite a play. And then again, you would replenish out of the bag. And let's say we got another elk and we got a new habitat. You keep doing this until all of the habitat pieces are gone here, and then you'll go through and score accordingly. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind here. You want to build large habitat sections. There are a few neat little things. For example, if we end up with 3 of the same animal on the board, well, you have the option as the next player to get rid of these 3 and draw 3 more. That's your option. If there are ever 4, you must trade in all of the tokens and put 4 new animals. So you keep playing with up to 4 people until all of these tiles are gone, and then you have a neat little scoring sheet that you'll use here as well. Now, with the scoring sheet, the nice thing about it is it makes it very, very simple. So what you'll do is on the scoring sheet, you go through each animal, you follow the rules on the card, you write the corresponding points that you gain. Same thing with the habitats, your largest section of desert, of forest, of mountain, of ocean, you'll score, and however many little pine cones you didn't use, you actually get a point for this. So let me tell you why I like it. First of all, the artwork is really cool. You have several options for each animal. You have multiple cards that you can pick from, so there are different rules. For example, we have the pair bear, but in some cases this goes by the largest groups of bears, so however many bears you have in a group, and this one is 3 bears and so on. And so elk, groups of elk, and so you can really mix up the game. It's very easy to learn, okay, and it's very quick to get through. It only takes 30 to 45 minutes to play a game. So it's super easy. So I recommend you try Cascadia. It's going to be our featured game of the week here at the Dice and Dine, the board game cafe. If you come in, one of our employees, our game masters, will be happy to teach you how to play Cascadia. So we hope to see you come in. It's only $5 to play all day here at our board game cafe at 103 South Business 65 in Branson, Missouri. So come in, check out Cascadia. When we have more time, we can go over the rules some more. Bye-bye.